Waking up in the dead of night to hear the sound of footsteps that aren't your own, or feeling invisible hands grab at your clothes, pulling you into the shadows. You try to scream, but no sound comes out. This isn't a nightmare. This was the Bell family's reality, an unnerving terror that gripped them in the early 1800s. And believe it or not, the Bell Witch's curse still echoes in Tennessee today. But what really happened to the Bell family? Was it a demonic force, a ghostly presence, or something far more sinister? Are you ready to hear the chilling truth? This story will make you question everything you thought you knew about the paranormal. Stay tuned, because by the end of this you'll be wondering if you could survive the Bell Witch's terror. Or if it's still out there. In the quiet town of Adams, Tennessee, there was once a peaceful farm owned by a man named John Bell. It was here, in the early 1800s, that the Bell family would begin to experience something that would forever change the course of history. It started innocently enough. At first it was just small, strange noises, knocking, scratching, faint whispers in the night. Sounds innocent, right? Almost like the house creaking or the wind playing tricks on you. But then, things escalated. Soon, the Bell family began hearing voices. Not just any voices, but whispers that could only be heard by certain members of the family. The voice would call out their names, sometimes mocking them, sometimes pleading for help. Can you imagine hearing a voice that no one else could hear? The constant sense of being watched? That's what they felt. And then it got worse. The invisible entity started physically attacking the family. Children were slapped, scratched, and even dragged from their beds in the middle of the night. The sounds of heavy footsteps echoed through the house, despite no one being there. Is this just a haunted house, or is something much darker at play? As weeks turned into months, the Bell Witch's presence grew more powerful. But it wasn't just random chaos. There was a pattern. The entity targeted John Bell most of all. His health deteriorated, his voice became faint, and his spirit weakened. By the time the Bell family sought help, it was clear, something unnatural was at work. Now I know what you're thinking. Hey, it's the 1800s in Tennessee, maybe they just needed a good night's sleep. But trust me, these weren't your average sleep disturbances. Soon, news of the Bell Witch spread throughout the region. Local authorities, including famed preacher and scholar Andrew Jackson, became involved. Jackson, who would later become a U.S. president, even visited the Bell farm to witness the haunting himself. His party was reportedly tormented by the entity, which laughed at their attempts to control it. Jackson himself said, and I quote, "I'd rather face 1,000 British soldiers than deal with the Bell Witch again." But the Bell Witch wasn't just some malevolent spirit with no purpose. Over time, the entity revealed a shocking truth. It claimed to be the spirit of Kate Batts, a local woman who had a grudge against the Bell family. But was this really Kate Batts? Or was it something far more sinister? The Bell Witch's power continued to grow. It wasn't just Kate Batts, it was something darker, something that wasn't tied to the physical world at all. Could this really have been a curse? A demonic force? The world may never know. But what's clear is that it was far more than any haunting the Bell family could have imagined. After years of torment, in December of 1820, John Bell fell ill. His condition rapidly worsened, and no one could explain why. It was only after his death that the family discovered something truly terrifying. A vial of dark, mysterious liquid was found by his bedside. It was believed to have been poisoned by the Bell Witch. Did the Bell Witch kill John Bell? Or was it the curse that had drained him of life? Whatever the truth, one thing was certain. The Bell Witch had claimed its first victim, and by now it had made its mark on history. Even today, nearly 200 years later, the story of the Bell Witch is still whispered in Tennessee. Some say the haunting never truly ended. People report strange occurrences near the Bell family's farm, and visitors to the site claim to feel an oppressive presence. Could it be that the Bell Witch still lingers, watching and waiting? Or could the Bell Witch have returned? There are even rumors of sightings and unexplained occurrences that have happened in the area in recent years. What does this mean for those who live nearby, and for the skeptics who think it's all just a tale? As the Bell Witch continues to haunt our imagination, one question remains unanswered. Will it ever truly stop? Or is the terror of the Bell Witch simply waiting for the right moment to rise again? Could you survive the Bell Witch's curse, or would you too be driven to madness by its unrelenting presence? If you're fascinated by paranormal stories like this one, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got more chilling tales waiting for you, and trust me, you won't want to miss them.